We must take care of the earth because the earth takes care of us. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. And as you can see in the title, we are talking about homeopathy that doesn't cost a cent, grounding. I don't know what brought me to this. Well, really, I saw a video in regards to grounding. It was Billy Carson. He had a video and he was on his channel, and it was talking about grounding. The earth really does take care of us. I mean, the earth, there's no way that we should be really polluting the earth or trying to damage it anyway, because so many benefits that we gain, our food, I mean, nutrition that heals these vessels, you know, that we're living in. Not only that, energetically, the earth is healing. You talk about the sun with the vitamin D. We have our air, of course, the water. We can go on and on. Plants and trees. So many benefits. Even the tree sap, you know, with that turpentine. I mean, that's like a nature's elixir. So it's so many benefits that we gain from the earth. But this in particular is something that I really haven't tapped into. And now I think it was that one missing piece that I just needed to, because I always felt like, you know, with all of the electrical static, and this is also what the video was talking about, that called Earthing, that I listened to. It was talking about all of the, you know, electronics. And one of the things is all these technologies, new technologies, they're good on one hand. And then, of course, we have, you know, the opposite or the downside of all of these technologies with these electrostatic waves and electricity, you know, that sometimes can affect our bodies in such a way. And they talked about one technology that we all love. I mean, I love it. Is the tennis shoe. The tennis shoe is probably one of the major well, you can see it's one of the major breakthrough technologies of that age, whatever age that it was in. I mean, we still use it today. That's how awesome that technology is, but it does have a downside, you know, and the downside is the rubber on the bottom. As we know, rubber blocks, you know, anything from being grounded. And so that rubber, where we used to use, you know, have shoes of moccasins, you know, or animal skins, would still allow you to be grounded when you're walking outside, and all the benefits of grounding. You know, it's something I don't really like to talk about, things that I haven't experienced. So once I pretty much saw that movie, it you know, it sparked something in me to do that, because I know I used to do it in the past. I knew to ground. I knew about grounding, but I didn't really put it to action. I didn't realize all of the benefits that it does for your body. And so I did a little experiment even for myself. I have flat feet. And so, as you know, when you don't have an arch, sometimes you tend to walk on the insides of your feet, is what we call pronate. And so when someone pronates, they walk, instead of walking on the out, or what we call a little bit of supination, kind of walks on the outer end, and then there's a toe off. But pronators walk on the inside and this and then it toes off. And the problem with that is this bone right here, this bunion. I'm not gonna put my bunions in this camera. I'm just not gonna do that. Thought about it, and then I was like, skirt. Let's don't do all of that. No, but I have bunions. Right, you know, right at this big toe. We call the first digit. And so what happens is when my arch drop, that it just hits the ground. It's like almost just hitting cement, you know, and especially when my shoes, normally I do wear New Balance, because I like that you can get them pretty much designed, a shoe design according to what your needs are in the feet. If you're a pronator or hyper supinator or arch too high, they have everything, you know, every little level, and they're not paying me in this video, you know, so It's all real in regards to their shoes, but they have some good quality shoes that holds me. And usually I don't get the really expensive ones. I get them to where they last about a year, and usually that's in the 80 to 100 range is when that they last. So my arch dropped and my feet were hurting. Okay, they were in a lot of pain, and so I had to order me some more. But my husband was like, "Why don't you go on down there to the store?" And I did, and I saw the price tag of like the cheapest is 130, 140. Shoes have went up, and I was like, I'm not used to going above. It's almost like a mark that you have, and if it goes over that, even if you have the money, which I did, I had extra, so it wasn't like I couldn't spend an extra $30, but it was just something, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't part with that extra 30. That's just silly, because really, I'm on my feet all the time, so I need a good shoe. But I end up ordering a shoe online, which now that I have, but I said all that to say that my feet were hurting. And so I watched this video and I said, well, I'm going to test it. They're talking about, grounding, that it pulls all of the inflammation out of your body, because with all of the electronics and the technologies that we have, it has different waves, and that ends up building up in our system. It affects us in a negative way if we're not able to release that normally, like we do naturally with grounding. And usually, back in the day, we used to all walk with our shoes off, go outside, but we didn't realize how much this was really helpful, not only as a balance, but it's a healing thing. They talked about people who had edema, which is swelling in their legs, and excessive inflammation. Sometimes these electromagnetic waves builds up into the system, and it causes that reaction. And what grounding does is pretty much put electrons in our body, and it helps the flow to be more at a balance. It creates a balance that the body needs, and therefore reduces the inflammation, reduces the free radicals, and reduces the swelling that can cause other problems in the body. And we all know what inflammation does. Too much inflammation in your body, you're going to start feeling pain in your knees, your joints. They may go to your organs, which starts a whole nother diagnosis. And so it's always best, in the same way with fluid, too much fluid in the body can cause a number of things, nerves, from the heart to the lungs, and so you always want to keep an even flow in the body. And so, yes, I went outside, I tried it. I said, well, let me do this little experiment. And I only did it one time. The recommendation is 15 minutes. And so I went outside, and I just, I started watering my garden. I had a homie, I was listening to an herbalist, and he was talking saying that when you water your garden, do it without your shoes. He didn't really go into why, and so I thought, well, that does feel natural. You do feel one with the earth, and these vessels are made out of this, the earth. So the same thing as the earth. So it's all healing. Everything really is the Almighty. If you ask me, consciousness, awareness, whatever you call it, we're all that, But anyway, I went outside. I said, I'm going to do this test. And so I just put my feet. I said, we'll see after 15 minute. Because when I came home the other day with aching feet, it lasted me a while. The feet ached almost until the next day. It wasn't like a strong ache. Once I took off the shoes, felt a little bit better, but I still had the soreness. So I went outside, put my feet in the ground, and I started watering my garden. And I did that, it took me maybe about 5-10 minutes to water the garden. Then I walked around for another 5-10 minutes. I wanted to make sure, and I mean, as I was standing there, of course, when you're in nature, it's always this healing feeling. Whether it's emotion, they talked about how it heals depression, and they've been doing studies with autistic children and grounding them every day. Teachers talked about how teachers had less stress levels. Kids were more alert. They were able to sit a lot longer. There was a little girl that she had an she was always sick and in the hospital. Her mother started doing this grounding with her every day, and she doesn't spend time in the hospital anymore. And they talked about a lot of stuff like that. So a lot of cases where people had good results from it. Anyway, after about the 20 minutes, I came, I kind of did a few little toe ups and stuff out there, just kind of playing in the dirt. It really felt good. It feels so healing when you're even just sitting out in nature. Of course, Mother Earth is just gonna love you back, if you love her. So take care of Mother Earth, because she really does take care of us. Anyway, I came back in, and lo and behold, it did feel 100% better. I mean, really, and I'm not over exaggerating. And when I say that, I kind of a little, because I'm like, people gonna be like, yeah, of course you're gonna say that. But no, really, my feet felt 100% better. When I tell you, most of the pain was gone, and I'm just saying most, really all, to tell you the truth, because if I move it a certain way, I can feel a little bit of something, but really not really. Like the inflammation, all of that was gone in that 1 15-minute, walk outside. So it's something to be said about that. It's something to be said about the electrons in our bodies. We get over polarized if we don't ground. There's something to be said about sitting your feet, going outside, and helping with the stress levels inside of your body. We do a lot of medication. Sometimes we do chemicals, all of that, and sometimes we just need to flush naturally. It's just a natural healer. The sun, you get that vitamin D. We all know that there's benefits in that. We all know there's energy in life. We are that energy, right? We are this awareness, this consciousness, this love. We need to take care of our bodies in the same way, giving them, the nature, the natural remedies, the homeopathic, that don't cost anything. Sometimes all you need to do is just sit in the grass. Your neighbors might think you're crazy. But when you're not rushing to the hospital every weekend, and maybe they are not, that'd be something to be said. Hey, these people are enjoying, their yard, or pull you up a chair. You don't have to be sitting in the ground. You can pull you up a chair and just place your feet, inside of the grass for 15 minutes or so a day, and just enjoy it. Take your book out there. It's hard to do when it's really hot like it is. So I would suggest you get up early or maybe late evenings. But there's a lot of ways that you can love yourself, because who wouldn't want, you have, what else do you have besides yourself? We really don't even have this either, right? It's the Lord's. Everything, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. But still, give that to yourself. Give that to your bodies. Keep these bodies in balance. So you can stay during this time. It's a lot of stressful things we hear on the TV. We're getting a lot of circuit. Getting a lot, whether it's here or, in our body with this technology, all these waves, and that's all building up in your body, especially if you're already worried about the bills and family issues and relationship situations. You need some way of releasing all of this tension out of your body, in a natural way, in a homeopathic way. And so, yeah, I just want to leave y'all with that, because this is something I'm going to be adding in my regimen. I've already added it. It's going to be a part of, it actually does. I felt something, and I feel that sometimes, every now and again, when there's something where you feel like, even like hormonally, during that time of month, they talked about that with, and that's the time where I feel like my body has more tension during that time of the month. And so this would be a good way for me just to release all that and create a natural balance. And I found that even with other things, when it comes to meditating, you know, and even if you want to meditate on scriptures, if that's, you know, where you find your peace or the Lord, or, you know, that's me. I like to just meditate on the Lord, meditate on the heart, you know. And that is a wonderful way to block out the noise and try to create a balance. But you can even do that outside. Just take a little moment and, you know, take in all that beautiful nature and air. And maybe even now, I'm thinking that when I go for my nature walks, I'm going to just have my shoes in my hand. I don't care if my feet get dirty. I can wash them when they get home. I'm right there. I don't care. I'm gonna go back to you know, walking just barefooted. I might. I don't know. I'm saying that now. I'm thinking, But yeah, I may though. I may go on my nature walks and just allow the feet to be dirty, just so I can get that grounding. Anyway, I appreciate you all for watching this video. You know that I do this for you. If you have grounded, or you're you know, already been trying to get at one with nature and just to keep the natural flow with your body when it comes to the homeopathy, or you've done these kind of techniques and they've created healing, or they've removed disease in your body, please leave that in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, I am here for you. And remember that you are beautiful and I love you.